Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathe, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Get ready, guys.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
And the rocket's red flare bombasting in air gave through the night
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathe, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Good evening and welcome to the Olathe District Activity Complex. My name is Sean Shaler with 810 Varsity here for another game of high school football. This week we have the home Olathe North Eagles versus the Shawnee Mission North Indians. Last week the Olathe North Eagles won their first game on the road versus Olathe East. That game was included more than 300 yards rushing from quarterback Arlen Bruce and running back Damon Sanchez. So an excellent start last week for the Eagles. Shawnee Mission North started the season off 0-1 by way of a loss to Shawnee Mission South 23-0. This marks the second game for both teams, a Sunflower League Conference game. Got several other Sunflower League Conference games. That's Kansas Class 6A going on this evening. That includes Shawnee Mission North High School is at Leavenworth. Shawnee Mission North High School is 1-0. Leavenworth is currently 0-1. Olathe South, who is 1-0, is at Shawnee Mission Northwest, who is 0-1. Shawnee Mission East is 0-1. They're at Lawrence, who is also 0-1. Shawnee Mission West is 0-1. They're at Shawnee Mission South, who is 1-0. Olathe West, who is 0-1, is at Gardner Edgerton. They're 1-0. And Olathe East is 0-1. They're at Lawrence Free State, who is 1-0. So Sunflower League high school football is in full swing. The captains are now taking center field for the coin flip here. We're about 2 minutes from kickoff. Excellent temperature tonight. It's only 66 degrees, but it has been a mixture of everything from sprinkling and spritzing to a full-on light shower. There's a lot of moisture in the air, a lot of precipitation. Visibility is not particularly great. It's obviously very humid. Not much of a breeze, though, out here, just under 10 miles an hour the last time I checked. So as long as the rain and thunder stays away, we might have a nice weather to play football in this evening. Olathe North Eagles are the home team this week. Shawnee Mission North Indians, the visitors. Looks like the umpire is about to give the coin toss here. Olathe North seems to have won the toss but deferred to the second half, so that means that Shawnee Mission North is going to have the football first. They're going to be receiving the ball in the in the east end zone. The stadium runs east-west. Again, it's the Olathe District Activity Complex. This field runs east and west. I'm in the booth on the south side of the field. Olathe North taking the field, preparing for the kickoff. And now Shawnee Mission North takes the field on the other side, ready to return. Place kicker is Zach Willoughby. Sets the ball down on the tee at the 40-yard line. He's at the far hash. And here comes the opening kick. Nice kick downfield at about the 5-yard line, but it is muffed by the Indians returner. The Indians returner, that's number 7, Noah Laird. He's only going to make it up to about the 13-yard line. So rough start for the Shawnee Mission North Indians. Muffed the kickoff. He does manage to get it forward about 8 yards. Let's see where they spot the football here. They're going to spot the ball at about the 13-yard line. So 1st and 10 on the 13 for the Shawnee Mission North Indians. Olathe North runs an unusual defense. Not unusual, but certainly a little unique. Somewhat of a 3-3-5 with a couple extra safeties in there. They call the Rover and the Bandit. Here comes the first snap of the game out of the shotgun. Looks like a zone read handoff to the outside. It's going to pick up about 2 yards. That looks like number 21, De'Eric Quinn, picking up 2 yards. De'Eric's a junior. Tackle there made by number 33. That's Mason Pride, a junior from Olathe North. So the Indians have both tight ends on the left side, working out of the pistol formation with one wide receiver wide on each side. Handoff over the left tackle to number 21, and he's wrapped up after no gain. Good swarming defensive stop from the Olathe North Eagles. Again, that's another combination of number 21, De'Eric Quinn, and a tackle by right outside linebacker Mason Pride. Starting quarterback for the Indians tonight is number 6. That's Zach Bush. He is a senior. He's lined up out of the pistol. 2 tight ends on his right side, 1 wide receiver on each side. Here comes the toss. Little over the head of number 1, Billy Conaway. Had Conaway on a slant there and on just enough of a gap to get it, but overthrew him dangerously close to being picked off there by number 28 on the opposite side. That's going to make it 4th down and about 7 yards, forcing the Indians to punt after a 3-and-out on their opening drive. That punch short and flat, didn't have much time to get it off. Fair caught at about the 47-yard line by number 26, Devin Stoker, senior receiver and defensive back from the Olathe North Eagles. So great field position, for the Olathe North Eagles to start this ball game. Is going to be spotted at their opponent's 47, so short field to work with. Shawnee Mission North looks to employ a fairly standard 4-man front. Looks like kind of a nickel scheme. I see only 2 linebackers behind the 4-man front. Here comes the snap out of the pistol. First handoff is to Damon Sanchez. And he's going to wave and wind his way for about a 7-yard gain. So picking right up where they left off last week. First handoff to the game goes to Sanchez for about 7 yards. They're going to spot him a little shorter than that. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and 5. Arlen Bruce, sophomore quarterback for the Olathe North Eagles, working out of the pistol. He's going to throw a short pass to the outside. It's a little low, and that is dropped. Rough pass, though. Tough one to pull in. That was intended for Elijah Williams. That's a senior receiver for the Eagles. So on the first drive of the game for the Eagles, that makes it 3rd and about 5. The Eagles almost always work out of this pistol formation where Bruce is in a shorter shotgun with Patterson right behind him. This time, Bruce is able to draw the Shawnee Mission North Indians offside with a hard count. Sounds like the official's mic is shorting out just a little bit. It's going to be 1st and 10 after that 5-yard penalty, awfully close to the first down marker. So hard snap from Bruce. Gets a jump from the defense and the first down they needed. Ball is at about the 37-yard line. Again, pistol formation, 2 wide receivers to Arlen Bruce's right, Sanchez behind him. It's an option to the opposite side there, the left. Bruce is going to take off down the sideline. He's got space and finally pushed out at about the 15-yard line. So they stack the tight ends to the right, run the speed option to the left. Bruce picked up a very nice block from running back Damon Sanchez. And that run picked up about 20 yards. Going to make it 1st and 10. Ball is on the 14-yard line. One receiver goes in motion after a handoff to Sanchez off of the left tackle, and he's going to be stuffed for no gain. So good defense from the Indian there, nice from the Indians, nice recovery. That tackle made by number 58. That's defensive tackle Brandon Ammons. Going to make it 2nd. They're going to give him a yard, so 2nd and 9. One wide receiver wide on either side. Tight end goes in motion. Speed option to the right side. Picks up a block from Sanchez, and Arlen Bruce is going to wind his way to about the 4-yard line. That's going to be very close to another first down. They're signaling for the first down. The 9-yard gain he needed. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Indians stacking a few extra linebackers behind the line of scrimmage this time. A couple of safeties in the box even. One wide receiver on each side of the field. Handoff over the left tackle to Sanchez. He lunges forward, but he's going to be a little bit short. They're going to put it at about the 1-yard line. Didn't have a big gap there over left tackle, but managed to lunge forward and get a few yards. They're going to spot it about the 1.5-yard line, or maybe closer to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal, and just a few feet left to go. Everybody's in tight this time. It's still a pistol, but both tight ends and both receivers on the right side. Handoff to Sanchez over the right tackle. Gets just enough for the touchdown. That's Damon Sanchez on a 2-yard run. That touchdown caps off a 47-yard drive on the Eagles' first drive of the game. Here comes the extra point from Willoughby. And that is through the uprights. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. I'm Sean Shaler, and you're listening to 810 Varsity.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathe, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Welcome back to the game. After that touchdown, it's 7-0 in favor of the home team, the Olathe North Eagles. You're just in time to see Willoughby kick the ball off. The ball is spotted. Willoughby is lined up. And here comes the kick. That's a good one. That's going to be fielded at about the 1-yard line. Has to be returned. Indians looking for a seam up the middle. Finds a little space in there and brings it out to about the 25-yard line. That looks like the return was made by number 10, Varenzo Henderson. Got the ball all the way out to the 20. They're going to give him the 27-yard line. So good return there on the second drive of the game for the Indians. The offense is trotting out onto the field. Quarterback working out of a standard shotgun. He's got both tight ends on his left side, running back on his right, and two wide receivers spread. Handoff behind the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up. Could have been tripped up for a loss of about 4 or 5, but managed to fall forward for a few yards, which actually still netted him -1 yard. So great tackle, great play by the Olathe North defense. I believe that was number 41. Brandon Reisner, that's senior defensive end Brandon Reisner, at least made the initial trip on him, finished off by some of his Eagle teammates. This time the Indians in a pistol, one tight end on each side, two wide receivers wide. Here comes the snap, and it's going to be a short slant tossed. Nearly picked off through it a little too far out in front of his receiver. That ball looked like it was nearly picked off by number 28, Mario Sanchez. Sanchez, a receiver and defensive back for the Eagles. So the first time, it looked like the same pass that he threw the first time on the last drive. First time sailed it a little over the defender. This time put it a little too far out in front of him. The space out of the pistol. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. He has run out of time and space. That's quarterback Zach Bush, but like I said, he ran out of real estate very quickly, being pressured by the Eagles' front three, essentially. And he has to throw the ball out of bounds. It's going to make it 4th and 11. They're going to have to punt the ball from about their own 26-yard line. Now, number 6, Zach Bush, appears to be the punter as well. Pulls down a high snap. He has to get the kickoff quickly. A lot of pressure from the Eagles, and it hit one of the Indians players in the back of the head. He had to get that kickoff very fast. It was a high snap, and he was under a lot of pressure. It hit off the back of the head of one of the Indians, so it's going to be spotted there where it touched the Indians player. That's at about the 49-yard line of Olathe North. So starting with just a little worse field position this time, a few yards. Ball spotted at the Olathe Eagles 49. Good job really by quarterback and punter Zach Bush just to get that ball off. Again, it was a bad snap. He was looking like he was running into a rugby-style kick there, and there was plenty of pressure from the Olathe North Eagles. Looks like we've got a penalty on the field there. All the players are trotting back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll see what the call is. That call is an illegal formation on the kicking team, going to set them back another 5 yards. This time the ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Better snap this time. Still a low line drive punt, but he's going to get a little better bounce on it. Going to keep rolling, Fielded pretty dangerously there by Mario Sanchez. That ball was at about the 40 and bouncing and rolling, and Sanchez dares to pick it up. Manages to take it about 7 or 8 yards. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 47. So slightly better outcome for for Shawnee Mission North. That ball getting all the way to about the 47-yard line. Still a low line drive punt, but it took a nice bounce for Shawnee Mission. Really gutsy decision to field that ball. Again, that's number 28. I believe that's Mario Sanchez for the Eagles. Pick it up off the bounce and escaped a couple defenders. Working out of the regular shotgun here. Sanchez goes out wide. Bruce is going to hit him with a little swing pass. And he's going to pick up a few extra yards after contact. He broke through one tackle. He's going to make it all the way to the opposing 40 after about a 13-yard gain. Broke through an initial tackle that would have had him stopped for 3, maybe 4 yards. Not sure if that pass was lateral or not, so it may count as a run, actually, but little swing pass from Bruce to Sanchez. Sanchez going to stay out wide. So 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end to Bruce's left, all by his lonesome in the backfield. He's going to try to pick a seam up the middle, has to bounce it out to the right side, and he gets pushed out. Looks like he's at 33-yard line where he was pushed out. So another 7-yard gain. They're going to spot him at the 32, give him 8 yards on that one. That makes it 2nd and 2 for Olathe North. Same formation here. 1 tight end, this time tight ends to his left side. 4 wide receivers. Here comes the snap, looking to throw this time. He's got Sanchez on a seam. Had Sanchez on a seam on his right side. Had enough space, would have had to be a pretty good throw and just overthrew him a little bit. You don't mind that throw. He threw it out of reach of the defenders. Little more touch and Sanchez probably could have ran under that ball for a touchdown. That being said, throws an incomplete pass. It's 3rd and 2 for the Eagles. The ball's at the 32. This time they're going to go back to their pistol. They've got 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field and a tight end on that side. Sanchez behind Bruce. Fakes a handoff. Bruce keeps it, runs up the middle, finds a seam. He's at the 5, going to break one more tackle at his legs and score another touchdown. Tremendous run from Bruce. First of all, to cut back just enough to find a seam. Second of all, broke a tackle. And third, took a great angle that found his way into the end zone for another 6 points. It is now 13-0 in favor of Olathe North with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Kickers number 11, Zach Willoughby Neal. And that one makes it through the uprights. We're going to go ahead and take another break here. My name is Sean Shaler, and you're listening to 810 Varsity.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Welcome back to the Olathe District Activity Complex, where Olathe North is facing Shawnee Mission North. Right now, the Olathe North Eagles have a 14-0 lead over the Indians with 7 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first quarter. Mostly on the backs of a tremendous ground game from quarterback Arlen Bruce and running back Damon Sanchez, picking up where they left off last week. Here comes the kickoff. This one's got a little air under it. It's going to make it to about the 2-yard line. Muffed rolls into the end zone, but he's got to pick it up. Because it rolled into the end zone, they are going to give him a touchback. Lucky break for the Indians, probably. Returner was number 10. That's for Renzo Henderson. Muffed that kick, was tough, a little behind him, so he's running to his right and running backwards. Lucky break in that it took a bounce into the end zone. He didn't have to field it. It's going to spot the ball at the 20-yard line. Shawnee Mission North looking to get the offense going this time. So far, they've been shut down pretty quickly by the Olathe North Eagles. Got 2 backs and a tight end on the left working out of the shotgun. Handoff looks like it was botched, and that quarterback number 10 is going to be wrapped up in the backfield. That's for Renzo Henderson. Excuse me, that's not the quarterback. Maybe a wildcat look there. Henderson looks like he may have turned the wrong direction, or his running back went on his wrong side, so nobody was there to take the handoff. As a result, the botch play was wrapped up in the backfield for about a 5-yard loss. The Indians taking some time to huddle up this time. The usual quarterback is back in there, working out of the shotgun. Here he's going to hand the ball off, but the ball is fumbled on the handoff. Looks like it was recovered by Olathe North. So another, first time wasn't a botched handoff so much as maybe a miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back. This time, it looks like a zone read. It's held on to just a little bit too long from the Indians. Ends up being fumbled and scooped up at the 10-yard line by Olathe North. The offense is coming back on the field with a very short field. They've had short fields all night. This is certainly the shortest they've had so far. Two backs, one on either side of the quarterback. One runs out wide. So now he's got three receivers. One comes in motion. Little pitch to that receiver. That's number 26, Devin Stoker. Plenty of space on a little bit of a jet sweep. Running to the wide side of the field. Plenty of room to find his way into the end zone. The Eagles' third touchdown of the first quarter. It's 20-0 in favor of Olathe North. There's a lot of motion before that play. First, he had quarterback Arlen Bruce, had running backs on either side, sent one in motion, then sent a tight end in motion, or tight end, an H-back, I think is what they call him, to receive a short jet sweep pitch and score another touchdown. So with that touchdown, we're going to go ahead and take another break here. My name is Sean Shaler, and you are listening to 810 Varsity.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Welcome back to the Olathe District Activity Complex. My name is Sean Shaler, and you're just in time for the Olathe North kickoff after yet another touchdown. They currently lead 21-0 with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. This is a high, a little bit deeper kick, fielded at about the 2-yard line. The returner is going to take it all the way out to about the 18-yard line. That returner looked like it was number 10. That's Ferenzo Henderson. So despite muffing the last kickoff, he gets another chance and manages to bring that one out to about the 18-yard line. Stop on that kickoff was made by number 20, Elijah Kavila of Olathe North, senior defensive back for the Eagles, who are going to take their trademark 3-3-5, essentially a 3-3 defense, and see if they can stop the Indians for a fourth consecutive time. If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe the Indians have yet to achieve a first down in this game. Looking to get the offense going here with a quick sweep pass out to number 21, De'Eric Quinn, but he's wrapped up immediately. Might have actually lost a couple yards on that. Gonna make it 2nd and 12. Stop was made on the wide side of the field by number 6, James Thomas. Shawnee Mission back to their regular quarterback. That's Zach Bush working out of the shotgun. Two backs, two wide receivers, one tight end to the left. Handoff over the right tackle. He's got some space. He's going to break it outside, break one tackle over there for about a 17-yard gain and a first down for the Shawnee Mission North Indians. Good blocking on the right side there for the Indians. Had plenty of space to work with. Bounced it a little farther outside, broke one tackle for a few extra yards. That spots the ball at about the 35-yard line for the Indians. This time, two wide receivers to the right, two backs, one tight end. Nobody on the wide side of the field. Receiver come in motion, handoff to the wide side of the field. And that little jet sweep handoff goes nowhere, maybe half of a yard gained. That's number 1, Billy Conaway, the senior receiver from. Actually going to give him a little extra on that one. Looks like they're spotting it at the 36-yard line, so 3rd and 9 for the Indians. Again, after a couple of bad snaps and handoffs last series, the Indians have gone back to Zach Bush at the quarterback position. Zach, a senior, plays a little quarterback and defensive back for the Indians. This time working out of the pistol. Drops back to pass. Again, gets it out just a little in front of Billy Conaway. That one looked like a catchable ball and maybe would have been a first down. Might have had a big hit waiting for him there too. Looked like number 6, James Thomas, was sitting and waiting for him to catch that ball. So would have liked to see him hold on to that ball. A catchable pass thrown from Bush to Conaway. But like I said, maybe a big hit waiting for him had he caught it. It makes it 4th and 9. Punt team is on the field. Little rugby-style kick, short and to the far side of the field. Fielded by number 26, I believe that's Kendricks from Olathe North. Pardon me, that's Devin Stoker, number 26 from Olathe North. Going to get a couple yards out of that return. It's going to be spotted. Let's see where they put it down here. Looks like the 28-yard line. Still 3 minutes, 33 seconds left in the first quarter as Olathe North trots the offense back onto the field. Looks like one wide receiver out on each side. Two backs. A tight end to Bruce's right. Receiver in motion, everybody going towards the far side of the field. Sanchez breaks through one tackle, finds a little seam, pulling another defender. He's going to end up turning this into about a 13-yard gain. Managed to break through one lunging attempt that would have been stopped for 3, maybe 4 yards. Got through that, found a little extra space, carried a couple defenders with him, and gets another Olathe North first down. This time the tight ends both in, two backs. Each back on the right side. Here comes a handoff. That handoff goes to number 23. That's Jarrett Kendricks. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. So if you watched Olathe North last week and it felt like they were running the ball pretty well, that's because they were. In fact, Damon Sanchez and Arlen Bruce, that's the quarterback running back combo, accumulated 325 yards on the ground and 6 touchdowns. As a team, they scored 7. 6 of them came from those two guys. So tremendous game last week on the ground for Olathe North. So far, continuing that trend. Bad snap bobbled by Bruce. He manages to wrap it up. Falls down to the turf. Going to end up taking a 3-yard loss. So maybe a little high. I actually think Bruce just wasn't quite ready for that. Bobbled it once. Once he corralled it, did have the sense just to fall to the ground before any more damage was done. That's going to go down as a 4-yard loss. Makes it 3rd down and 13. Pardon me, I said 4-yard loss. That looks a little deeper than that. It maybe lost about 6 yards. One back behind Bruce. Bruce going to drop back to throw. Has to escape a little pressure. Tries to cut up the middle and maybe gets past the line of scrimmage there on 3rd and long. Nobody open downfield and had a little pressure on him. Again, Shawnee Mission usually keeping 4 defensive linemen on the field at all times. So a little pressure closing in around him. Just had to get back to the line of scrimmage to avoid any damage. Brings up 4th and 12, and the first time this evening that the Eagles have had to punt the football. That's a decent punt, a little short. It's going to bounce at about the 25, taking a little bit of an Eagle roll. Going to end up at about the 16-yard line. So best defensive series for the Indians so far this evening. And as a reward, they're going to get the ball back at their own 16-yard line to see if the offense can pick up on what was essentially their best offensive series last time. They finally got a little bit of a ground game going before it came to a halt. There's 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the first quarter. The Indians currently face a 3-touchdown deficit. Looks like 2 receivers off to the right side, 1 tight end to the left, 2 backs. Here's the snap to Bush, low snap, hands it off to the short side of the field, breaks around 1 tackle, gets a big pop. He does gain 7 yards or so. They're going to give him about 6 yards. Took a pretty big pop at the end of that run. The good news is that it looked like Quinn was going to be racked up in the backfield for a 2 or 3 yard loss, but he did manage to turn the corner and pick up a few yards on that play. That was De'Art Quinn again, primary running back for the Indians. De'Art, a 5'7", 155-pound junior, also does a little work in the defensive backfield. 2 wide receivers, 2 backs this time. Handoff over right tackle. 1 tackle broken. Running back has lots of space. That's Quinn. He's going to outrun everybody except, broke another tackle here. I spoke too soon. Finally ridden down by number 6, James Thomas, but not until a lot of damage was done. Sounds like they're going to credit that with about 65-yard run from De'Art Quinn. Started with great blocking, and then he broke 1 tackle at about the 50-yard line, and then drug James Thomas a few more yards at the end of the play. The ball is at the 16-yard line. Easily the best working field position the Indians have had this evening. So great run from De'Art Quinn. 2 backs, 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. Hand off to the right side. And that's number 10. He's going to score a touchdown. That handoff to the short side of the field for Renzo Henderson. Going to score a touchdown. So excellent way to end the first quarter for the Indians. Make a nice defensive stop. Get a huge run from De'Art Quinn, and then finish it off with a 16-yard touchdown run. That's number 10, Varenzo Henderson, on a handoff to the short side of the field. Here comes the extra point, the first attempt of the night for the Indians, and that extra point is good. We're going to step away for about a minute-long break. My name is Sean Shaler, and you're listening to 810 Varsity. You're back at the Olathe District Activity Complex here for a kickoff. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. This will be the first time of the evening that the Eagles have had to receive a kickoff. The score is 21-7 in favor of the home Eagles. Kicker sets the ball down on the tee at the 40-yard line. The Indians line up, and here comes the kick. Short, steep pooch. That's going to be tough territory to return. It is fielded over on the far side of the field there. Short pooch kick took a great bounce for the Indians. They might have even had a chance to corral it there. Good heads-up play from Elijah Williams to grab that ball and bring it down. Strong pooch kick, though, from the Indians. Good attempt. Ball's going to make it, though, to about the 29-yard line. Still the worst field position the Eagles have had all evening. The Indians' defense is waiting on the field, as is the Eagle offense. Looks like a standard shotgun. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Counter handoff to Damon Sanchez is going to run right up the left tackle, right behind the left tackle for about a 5-yard gain. Spot that ball at the 34-yard line. They're actually going to walk it back a step, make that the 33-yard line. This time, 2 tight ends, 1 running back, 1 H-back. Doesn't matter. That is the end of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play, the score is 21-7 in favor of the Olathe North Eagles over the Shawnee Mission North Indians. We're going to take another break. My name is Sean Shaler, and you're listening to 810 Varsity.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
We can see.
The Olathe District Activity Center. You just missed about a 7-yard run from Damon Sanchez, so the Eagles have the ball at the 49, at their own 49. It is 2nd down and 1 yard. Bruce is going to hand this ball off to Sanchez over left tackle. Almost wrapped up in the backfield, but he's going to lunge forward and pick up that extra yard he needs for the first down at about the 49-yard line.
That 3-yard gain by number 2, Damon Sanchez, is good for Olathe North.
After 1 quarter of play, the score is 21-7. The Olathe North offense finally stalled last drive after and forced a punt. Gave up the first touchdown of the evening to the Shawnee Mission North Indians. Now it looks like they've picked right back up where they left off earlier, and the ball's moving very well. Bruce working out of the pistol with 2 tight ends to the left. Hands it off over the left tight end. It's going to be drug out of bounds by number 38. That's Noah Green. Pardon me, that's number 30. Nope, excuse me, that is number 38, Noah Green. It's going to make it 2nd and 3 For the rest of this game, I will be joined by my Olathe North counterpart. His name is Matt. Matt, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm excited that the weather's good. The rain has stayed away. It's spritzing a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad out there. Bruce has 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers in the backfield by himself. A little bit of a misdirection one way, comes back the other and rumbles forward for about a 10-yard gain. That's going to be another first down. Ball is going to be spotted at the 37-yard line. Bruce is going to be in the backfield all by his lonesome again. Couple tight ends, 2 receivers on the short side, 1 receiver on the wide side. He's going to throw it to that side. That's Sanchez catching the ball. He's going to cut upfield. Looks like he's going to be pretty close to a first down. Simple pattern, clear off the wide side of the field, throw it to Sanchez and let him pick up some yardage. They're going to spot that ball at the 27-yard line, 2nd and 2. So far this quarter, Sanchez has been working alone in the backfield with tight ends on either side of the line. 2 receivers to the wide side of the field right now. Hold on, they're being hit with a penalty. Looks like a false start. Gonna march him back 5 yards. Make that 2nd and 6. So Matt, we've watched the first 2 games together from Olathe North. What have you liked so far about the game?
You know, that we just win in general. It's pretty good. I came from a losing team at IT, and we never won any games. So being on the winning side for a change is pretty good.
You can definitely feel the excitement in this half of the bleachers. They played a really good game last week, looking great so far this week.
Yeah.
The excitement is pretty palpable for this Olathe team that has a chance to be this, the best team in the City League. Last year, I believe Olathe East won that title. Looks like North might be the team to beat in the city of Olathe this season. Bruce
From
again.
what I know, they've been working real hard at practice. One of their coaches is my teacher, so he works hard too.
They certainly have that style about him. Good nose to the grindstone, going to keep pounding the ball at the middle. There again, Bruce picks up 3 yards. It seems like what they are best at is waiting for a small seam to open and lunging forward, getting as much yards as they can out of any seam they're given. So just a good nose to the grindstone style of football. This time Bruce, again, this whole drive been working by his lonesome out of the backfield. 2 receivers on the wide side, 1 on the short side. High snap, Bruce looking to throw. He's got a man over the middle, but he underthrows him. That ball nearly picked off. Looks like the intended target was number 23, Jarrett Kendricks. Underthrew that ball just a little bit. Was nearly broken up, or excuse me, was broken up, nearly picked off by number 20, Jaden Colin of the Indians. That's just a sophomore defensive back for the Indians. It's going to make it 2nd and 10. Looks like Shawnee Mission North has called for a timeout after we're about 3 minutes into the quarter. While they have a timeout, we're going to go ahead and step away for a quick break. My name is Sean Shaler. I'm joined by Matt, and you're listening to 810 Varsity.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Welcome back. I'm Sean Shaler. I'm joined by Matt Newman of Olathe North. Speaking of Olathe North, they have a 2nd and 10. The ball is on their opponent's 25-yard line. Bruce handing the ball off to Sanchez, tries to bounce it outside, and he's going to manage to lunge forward for about a 6 or 7 yard gain after it looked like he was going to get wrapped up in the backfield. It's a great heads-up play there from Sanchez to find a seam and capitalize on it. Turn what looked like a nothing kind of play into a 6 yard gain. It's going to make it 3rd and 4 for Olathe North. This time 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Pistol formation with Sanchez behind Bruce. North rarely huddles. Usually they give Bruce a chance to see who's up at the line of scrimmage first before they send in a play. No different this time. Quick out pass. That pass was intended for number 26. That's Devin Stoker. Pass thrown very hard, very low. Incomplete. Going to make it 4th and 4. Olathe North appears to keep the offense on the field. It's 4th and 4. Ball's at about the 24-yard line. Pistol formation, 2 receivers on the short side of the field, 1 on the wide side. Looks like a tight end on the left side. That's the wide side. Sanchez behind him. Looks like the Indians ran out of time and going to call a timeout. We'll go ahead and we'll stay here for this timeout, I think. That is the first timeout of the half taken by Olathe North. Shawnee Mission has also taken 1 timeout. Do you want to step